Buying a 240Hz gaming monitor in 2026? I've tested dozens of 240Hz gaming monitors and found the 8 best options at every budget, from $130 to $1,100. If this helps you, hit that subscribe button and check the links in the description below. Let's dive in. Tier 1. Budget. 240Hz. Product 1. Dell 27-inch for $129.99. This is the cheapest legitimate 240Hz monitor in 2026. You're getting a 27-inch IPS panel with 1920 by 1080 resolution, true 240Hz refresh, and 0.5 millisecond gray-to-gray response time. Input lag measures around 4 millisecond, fast enough for competitive shooters. Dell includes Technischer Überwachungsverein Rheinland Eye Care certification and FreeSync premium support for AMD cards. Trade-offs at this price. First, pixel density is only 82 pixels per inch, so text isn't sharp for productivity, and you'll see jagged edges without anti-aliasing. Second, the stand only tilts with no height adjustment, swivel, or pivot, unless you buy a Video Electronics Standards Association arm separately. Third, no DisplayPort input, just 2 HDMI 2 ports, and some GPUs cap HDMI at 144 Hz. Contrast is typical IPS at 1000 to 1, so blacks look washed out. Best for esports gamers on tight budgets, RTX 3060 or RX 6600 XT users. Not for sharp text needs or height adjustment requirements. Product 2. SANSUI 27-inch curved 240Hz for $174.99. SANSUI's 27-inch vertical alignment panel curves at 1500R radius and delivers 240 Hz at 1080p. You get 4000 to 1 contrast, 4 times better than IPS, so dark games look immersive. Color coverage hits 130% sRGB, includes FreeSync Premium. Response time is marketed as 1 millisecond moving picture response time, but real world is closer to 4 to 6 millisecond. You need DisplayPort 1.2 for 240 Hz. HDMI maxes at 144 Hz. The catch: vertical alignment panels ghost significantly. Fast objects in shooters leave visible trailing shadows. Second, Reddit reports backlight bleed on some units. Third, the aggressive 1500R curve polarizes users. Fantastic for racing sims, but some report eye strain. Best for single-player immersion, racing simulator enthusiasts, deep black preference. Not for competitive FPS or curved screen sensitivity. Both deliver 240 Hz under $200. Valorant players grab Dell for faster IPS. Forza fans take SANSUI for immersion. Tier 2. Mid-range. 1440 pence. Product 3. AOC 27-inch curved for £261 and 26 pence. AOC bridges budget and mid-range with this 27-inch curved vertical alignment, delivering 240 Hz at 1080 pence for under $200. You get 1500R curve, 3000 to 1 contrast, FreeSync Premium, and claimed 0.5 millisecond moving picture response time. Includes DisplayPort 1.2 for 240 Hz and HDMI 2 limited to 144 Hz. AOC adds height adjustment and swivel, significant upgrade over budget models. Frameless design looks clean. Input lag is low for competitive gaming. Vertical alignment delivers deep blacks for horror games and space sims. Reality check. First, still 1080p at 82 pixels per inch, identical to Dell. Text clarity doesn't improve. Second, vertical alignment ghosting visible in fast FPS games. Third, overdrive is imprecise, causing artifacts at high settings. Best for budget gamers wanting ergonomics, contrast over speed. Not for esports zero ghosting or 1440p sharpness. Product 4. LG Ultragear 27-inch for $307. LG's 27-inch Nano IPS delivers true 2560 by 1440 at 240 Hz with 1 millisecond spec. Real response is 3 to 4 millisecond. You get 98% digital cinema initiatives, Protocol 3 coverage, and display HDR 400. Critical feature: 2 HDMI 2.1 ports plus DisplayPort 1.4. HDMI 2.1 unlocks 240 Hz for PS5 and Xbox Series X, making this the best console monitor under $400. Downsides: first, contrast is only 700 to 1, so blacks look gray. Second, anti-glare coating creates grain. Third, stand offers tilt and height, but no swivel. Best for PS5 and Xbox owners needing HDMI 2.1 at 240 Hz, wide color gamut. Not for darkroom deep blacks or glossy preference. Tier 3. Premium OLED. Product 5. AOC Agon Pro 27-inch QD-OLED for $499.99. Cheapest 240 Hz QD-OLED in 2026. AOC's 27-inch panel runs 2560 by 1440 at 240 Hz with 0.03 millisecond response. Instantaneous pixel transitions. You get infinite contrast with perfect blacks, per pixel lighting, 99% digital cinema initiatives, Protocol 3 accuracy, display HDR, true black 400. Quantum Dot OLED delivers vibrant colors. Harsh truths: burn-in is real and permanent. Static user interface like Discord overlays or taskbars for 4+ hours daily causes visible retention within 6 to 12 months. No manufacturer covers burn-in. Second, variable refresh rate flicker below 60 frames per second becomes visible in dark scenes. Third, matte coating scratches easily, microfiber only, zero pressure. Best for darkroom gamers playing fast multiplayer exclusively. RTX 4070 Plus staying above 60 frames per second, enthusiasts understanding OLED risks. Not for productivity workflows or bright rooms. Product 6. ASUS ROG Strix OLED 27-inch for $699.99. ASUS charges $50 more but adds tangible upgrades. Glossy finish instead of matte for vibrant colors and deeper blacks. OLED Care Plus with pixel shifting algorithms. Custom heatsink reducing auto brightness limiting. Stand offers full adjustment. 4 USB 3.2 ports included. Trade-offs. First, WOLED subpixel causes text fringing on diagonals. Not ideal for productivity. Second, glossy reflects everything. Lamps, windows, face. Dark rooms only. Third, $50 premium for ASUS branding and burn-in protection. Best for best OLED visual experience, darkroom glossy clarity. Not for bright rooms or heavy productivity. Tier 4. Luxury 4K OLED. Product 7. MSI Closed LED 32-inch for $849.99. MSI delivers best price to performance in 4K 240 Hz OLED. This 32-inch Quote OLED runs 3840 by 2160 at 240 Hz with 0.03 millisecond response and infinite contrast. You get DisplayPort 1.4 with compression, HDMI 2.1, USB-C with 90-watt power delivery for charging laptops. OLED Care 2 includes pixel shifting and screensavers. 32-inch at 4K gives 138 pixels per inch, sharp for productivity without aggressive scaling. Vibrant colors, flawless motion, sub-1 millisecond lag. Text fringing barely noticeable at 150% scaling. Same Samsung QD-OLED panel found in monitors costing $200 more. Reality check. First, need RTX 4080 Plus for 240 frames per second at 4K. Lesser cards lock at 120 to 144 frames per second max. Second, OLED Care 2.0 can be aggressive. Forced dimming and screensavers interrupt sessions. Disabling increases burn-in risk. Third, burn-in appears at 4,500 hours with static content. Discord overlays or taskbars daily? Permanent damage within a year. Best for RTX 4080, 4090, or RX 7900 XTX owners. Deep desks, dark rooms, sales under $850. Not for mid-range GPUs at 1440p or productivity-heavy workflows. Product 8. ASUS ROG Swift OLED 27-inch 4K for $1,099.99. World's first 27-inch 4K Quad OLED at 240 Hz. ASUS packs 3840 by 2160 for 163 pixels per inch, 0.03 millisecond response, infinite contrast, 90-watt USB-C power delivery. Reality. First, need RTX 4080 Plus to drive 4K at 240 frames per second. Second, 163 pixels per inch requires 150% Windows scaling minimum, breaking older apps. Third, DisplayPort 1.4 uses display stream compression, visually lossless but not uncompressed. Best for flagship GPU owners wanting zero compromises. Users mixing gaming with creative work, smaller desks preferring 27-inch. Not for mid-range GPUs or budget buyers getting 95% performance from MSI for $250 less. Best value overall? Dell 27-inch at $130 unbeatable. Best budget pick? Dell 27-inch. Best mid-range monitor? LG Ultragear for HDMI 2.1 console support at $307. Best console gaming? Also LG Ultragear. Best OLED value? AOC Agon Pro at $499.99. Best premium OLED? ASUS ROG Strix for glossy finish and burn-in protection. Best 4K monitor? MSI MPG incredible value at $849.99. Skip entirely. ASUS 27-inch 4K at $1,099.99. You're paying $250 more for smaller screen. Grab 32-inch MSI instead and pocket savings. My personal pick. MSI MPG at $849.99 for best 4K 240 Hz value with USB-C charging and 32-inch size that doesn't need aggressive scaling. All links organized by tier in description below. Drop your budget and GPU in comments, and I'll recommend perfect monitor for your setup. If this saved you money, hit subscribe button. See you next time.